Hello and good evening. My name is Andre Knight, Director of Messengers of the Covenant Ministries located here in the Caribbean in the islands of the sea. What I want to talk to you this evening about is one of the most frequently asked questions everywhere we go, in every island, on every continent, and that is, what do I do to get rid of my acid reflux? Very many people in society today suffer with acid reflux, suffer with some intestinal disorder, some intestinal discomfort, some auto intoxication, some disease associated with either the digestion, the intestines, or the colon. These are the most prevalent diseases, conditions, and issues that people deal with where their health are concerned in today's modern society. And so in understanding how to treat and care your stomach is essential. Understanding the science of physiology is essential. And so what I want to share with you this evening are a few simple things that you can do to control your acid reflux, to cure it, because there's a cure. If anyone tells you that there's no cure, it means they do not understand physiology. It could be your doctor, it could be your GP, it could be your good friend, it could be someone who's suffering it for years and yet still have not gotten over it. It can be whosoever. Based on the physiology of the human body, you can get rid of acid reflux. And so rest assured that once you obey the laws of health that have been laid down by God for the proper care of the human machinery, this organic machinery that we are, you will be able to be free from the symptoms of and free from the situation of acid reflux. Now, one of the major causes of acid reflux in today's society is snacking. There's no such thing as a healthy snack. The food could be as healthy as possible, but if you ate your breakfast at, say, 7 or 8 o'clock, and then 10 o'clock you feel peckish, and you go and you eat food, the snack could be an apple, it can be juice. You are introducing another item in your stomach, and the body has to digest it. Digestion is not magic, and our concept of digestion is some genie in the lamp, rub the bottle, get 3 wishes concept, and everything is all right. No, digestion doesn't work like that. Depending on what you ate, it will take between 2 hours. Usually fruit of its own will take 2 hours, vegetable will take 3 hours to digest. And so therefore, if you eat a meal with a combination of fruits, nuts, and grains, breads, so on and so forth, pastas, rice, sandwiches, is going to take an average of 4 or 5 or even 6 hours for the food to digest. So you eat a solid breakfast at 8 o'clock in the morning, go to work, at 10 o'clock you feel peckish, which in actual fact, the feeling of peckishness is not hunger, it is actually thirst, because we as a people are chronically dehydrated. And so instead of reaching for food to eat, rather reach for some water to drink. If you reach for juice, you're going to make yourself fat. The sugars of juice that are in the juice is converted to fat in the body, and so you can get fat not off of eating but off of drinking. And there are people who are regular juice drinkers, and a fresh supply of water doesn't even touch anywhere near their lips. And so what you want to do, instead of reaching for food or a healthy snack at 10 o'clock while you're at work or out about your business, you want to rather reach for water, because 2 hours later after your breakfast, the food is still digested. After digestion from in the stomach, after being broken down by the hydrochloric acid and the other acids that are secreted into the stomach, the other juices that are secreted into the stomach to aid in digestion, it goes on into the intestine, where it would take another 2 hours to be digested. And so another 2 or 3 hours to be digested, and it moves on into the large intestine, where it prepares for final assimilation and evacuation. And so when we activate the digestive process by introducing things to the tongue, once food hits the tongue, saliva automatically is secreted by the body, and other digestive juices secreted from the stomach, pancreas, and so on, to digest that food that has just hit your tongue. The moment it hits your tongue, digestion begins. And that is why chewing gum is extremely unhealthy, because you're tricking the system and you're disabling you are weakening your digestive ability. And so 8 o'clock you had breakfast. Then 10 o'clock you are on this snack, this healthy snack. Well, it's apples, it is fruit. So you're comforting yourself, well, that is all right. But breakfast has to stop from being digested, or the breakfast is now delayed from digestion to accommodate the snack that is entering at 10 o'clock. So the 8 o'clock meal is delayed at 10 o'clock. Then at 12 o'clock, you faithfully go for your lunch. And when you begin to eat lunch 2 hours after the snack, the digestion of the snack is delayed on top of the digestion of the breakfast that is already delayed. And that food sits in your stomach. The food sits in the stomach, and it becomes so dead and so sluggish, it begins to waste away inside of the stomach. Decay sets in, and you realize that you have bad breath or bad gas. Anybody that has bad breath or bad gas is a result of decay of food matter in the stomach, in the intestines. And so you know what to do. You need to cleanse the system out so that the foul residue will not be coming up out of the mouth. And so by the time you eat your lunch, you already have created a situation where there's food sitting there in the stomach and the intestines going nowhere. This creates a condition of acid reflux because the body goes into overdrive to secrete more digestive fluids to break down the food that is there that ought not to be there, and therefore the excess breaks the sphincters, the muscle sphincters at the opening of the stomach, and at the end of the stomach that are being directed or that we have been given to keep food in. And because there's such an excess of acid, it spills out to the sphincter, goes up the esophagus, and you receive the burning, the chest pains, the uncomfortableness, the pain that rides you like a jockey on a horse all through the night, that disturbs your sleep, disturbs your rest, and makes your day uncomfortable. And so that's snacking. Then we have the next famous one, which majority of people do, which is eating and drinking with a meal. And people like to wash down their food with a lot of drink. Now, you can safely sip lightly or slightly on something while you eat. And I say this with caution, but the reality is there are dishes that you eat that may be awfully dry, crackers, so on and so forth, that it doesn't hurt to sip. So we want to be realistic, we want to be balanced, we don't want to be fanatics. And so, but eating and drinking with meals is really, for proper digestion, is actually forbidden. And it delays digestion. When digestion is delayed, the body now has to compensate to take care of the delay. It overworks. Excess hydrochloric acid is released, and therefore again it comes up into the chest. It hurts, is uncomfortable. Then the third most famous cause of acid reflux is eating too late at night and then going to lie down. And you lie down on that wonderfully large meal, or you're having a big dinner, because when breakfast, lunch, dinner, and your digestive ability in the course of 12 hours in a day, it decreases. So the later you eat, the longer it takes for your stomach to digest food. And so at 6 o'clock, and you're having your biggest meal at 6 o'clock, you're having your meal at a time your stomach is tired. It's as though you're setting out on your greatest journey when you're most tired. And so that wouldn't be. It's better to start out when you're fresh, when you're sharp, when you have the energy. And so you don't want to have to climb the mountain on an evening time, but you want to climb the mountain on the morning, so that by the time it gets to the afternoon, you're walking on the flat, straight, easy road. So essentially this is what digestion is like. To have to introduce a mountain of food in the stomach on the evening, on a night, for the stomach to digest is not good. And so what you want to do is pay very careful attention to how you eat. Very large in the morning, medium size in the afternoon for lunch, and very light or just some juice in the evening, and that would do good. And if you do this, you wouldn't have acid reflux. You have your digestion under control, you have your issues under control, and everything is good with you. And you're happier, you're not grumpy, you're not experiencing sleepless nights. Your spouse beside of you is not suffering because of your moaning, groaning, or occasional lash or kick that you may be giving out because the pain is hitting you so hard, Or you wouldn't have to go and reach for things like Pepto-Bismol or go to your doctor and get medication that does not stop acid reflux anyway. But you can simply adhere to the laws of health, the principles of temperance, and you will find out that you are going to experience much better health. And so we covered snacking between meals, we covered eating and drinking, we covered eating late. These are the things that help to cause acid reflux. And so, simply put, to get rid of it, you observe strict temperance. You eat at regular times every day. You do not, when you're erratic in your eating habits, it confuses the stomach. The body goes by its own clock, which is extremely accurate. And so if you want to eat breakfast at 7 o'clock on Monday, 9 o'clock on Tuesday, 8 o'clock on Wednesday, 10 o'clock on Thursday, you are confusing the stomach, because the stomach needs to prepare for the food that you are going to send it. And so therefore, in calm expectancy, by the time the night is over, the early morning breaks, the stomach is being regenerated, or supposed to be regenerated early in the morning, ready to handle food. And you are erratic in when you give it food. It doesn't know when to give you food, and at some point during those time periods that you usually eat, you're going to have a surplus of hydrochloric acid. And so if you accustom yourself eating at 10 o'clock every single day, and you're going to eat at 7 o'clock, the presence of digestive fluid would not be there in the amount that it needs to be to digest your meal, because you just practice it to eat at 10 o'clock. So we actually train our stomachs, and we need to retrain our stomach. We can train our stomach to feel hungry all the time, but it doesn't. But that does not mean that the body needs food. But we train our stomach to feel hungry, to feel a weakness and an emptiness. But you would see that 90% of the time that you have feelings for hunger, you would realize that is actually a feeling for thirst. So it would do you well to drink water instead of eating food. And so if you are strict in your habits of regularity in eating at consistent times, breakfast, lunch, and very small dinners each and every day, you are now going to retrain your stomach to secrete the hydrochloric acid and the other digestive fluids at the right time, when the meal will be introduced, and the meal itself will be digested, and then there would not be any surplus that comes out through the sphincter into the esophagus, causing you extreme discomfort. And another thing that you can do beyond regulating your eating times, because it is a must, you have to eat at regular times, you cannot eat and drink, and you cannot snack. These are the three things that you can do alone, and in as little as 7 days, you will get rid of your acid reflux. It is not a condition that you need to live with. You're living with acid reflux because you do not understand physiology and how the body works. So when you come to an understanding of how the body works, you are going to be able to do the right thing so that the body will be able to work efficiently. And so do not eat late, eat at regular times, do not eat and drink. Now, this may seem contrary, but it is so. If you want to regulate anytime there's excessive hydrochloric acid in the system, you can simply use the juice of a lemon, a ripe lemon, so that you may be able to regulate that excess flow of acid reflux, HCI. And so, but people usually ask, well, is not that acid? Is not that going to burn me? No, it's not. Lemon is actually an alkali. It may taste acid or sharp in the mouth, but a sharp sensation on the tongue or on the lips does not mean that something is acid. Sugar is more acid than lemons, and sugar will be aggravating the situation for you, because prolonged acid reflux obviously lead to stomach ulcers. And so if you want to even get rid of your stomach ulcers, you can probably use a combination of slippery elm, cayenne powder, and golden seal to heal and to sear shut the stomach ulcer. You can use aloe vera, fresh aloe vera, slice it, cut it, eat it every day. It's going to heal up that ulcer. You're going to be happy as well. And you can also use lemon juice, and you can drink thyme tea. Thyme tea will kill the H. pylori bacteria, that would be present in the stomach ulcer that's causing you very much pain and discomfort. And so there are a few things that you need to do. So if you have acid reflux, what you need to do is drink increase your water intake to help to dilute the hydrochloric acid. You also want to drink lots of lemon juice. Squeeze a half of lemon in your water. Every time you drink your water, or after you drink some water, you can drink some lemon juice throughout the day. 3-4 times a day is not going to adversely affect you. It's medicine that you're applying now. And this lemon, although it tastes acid, is actually an alkaline, and the function of lemon, one of the many functions of lemon, it actually regulates the flow of hydrochloric acid. So if there's too much or too little, it puts it to the exact amount that you need at that time. And so simple temperance and using lemons, the juice of a lemon, that is going to help you with your acid reflux, and you're going to be free from that pain. And so that is wonderful. And so if you have problem digesting your meals as well, after you eat a meal, you can just squeeze the fresh juice of a lemon into your mouth. It's going to help that meal to digest. Or after you eat, you can sip on warm thyme tea, or before you eat, you're going to sip on warm thyme tea so that the meal would digest. It's going to be guaranteed to digest. So these are a few things that you can do to combat, to get over, to correct your condition, your situation of acid reflux before it escalates into stomach ulcers or so on and so forth. But even if you have stomach ulcers, cayenne will sear the ulcer shut. Aloe vera will heal the ulcer up. Slippery elm would heal it as well. Aloe vera would heal it as well. Lemon juice will help. And a diet of pretty non-alkaline fruits would help. Watermelon, lemons, pears, banana, all these things are good. But things that are harsh or sweet or fried, you wouldn't want to use in the cases of having ulcer. You want to use a very plain diet, have a very temperate diet, and have a very simple diet. No desserts, no frying, no rich pies or pastries. And so you don't want these things in the diet. But the heavier the food we eat, the heavier the food, the fattier the food, these all give us digestive problems. So these are a few things that you would need to do in consuming those kind of foods. You need digestive aids. I would rather you not consume those kind of foods at all, but you would need, in cases such as that, digestive aids to digest your food. So very glad that I can share with you a few simple things where your acid reflux is concerned. Observe very strict habits of temperance. Eat every day at the same time. Use lemon juice. Increase your water intake. Thyme tea helps with digestion. Lemon also helps with digestion. Onion helps with digestion. Ginger helps with digestion as well, but that may burn you. You may not appreciate that, so you don't have to use that one. But it is very simple to get rid of acid reflux, and in as little as 7 days, when you observe these strict habits of temperance, you would not be experiencing your pain, or at least should not be. If it doesn't happen in that time, continue it till it happens. It will happen, because when you understand physiology, you know that this is the way the body works. This is what you absolutely have to do in order to better your situation and receive a clean bill of health in that department. So signing off for today, again, Andre Knight, Director of Messengers of the Covenant Ministries, located here in the Caribbean, in the islands of the sea, Barbados, Antigua, Guyana, and traveling with us wherever the Lord wants us to go, doing what the Lord wants us to do. God bless you. Have a wonderful day. God be with you.